So this is a very quick video to help you with some stress relief. So many studies showing just the impact of stress, and it's a physiological experience, stress. So I'm going to share with you some of the techniques that I find interesting and that work for me from my 15 years of studying yoga, Ayurveda, and energy work. So there's a little bit of a mishmash here, and I find that even with all of my, training and so on, I still need to be led sometimes by others, because when I go into the tailspin, it's hard to remember that I have the tools when I'm in the tailspin. So I hope that one of these techniques, I'm going to be sharing 7 of them with you today, will be of use, and some will work some days and others will work other days. And so let's get started by just finding a seat, and we'll start by doing a little bit of a face and head massage. This is coming from some of the techniques from Ayurveda. So let's just start by taking your fingertips onto your hair. And this is kind of the seat of the problem, is what's inside here, my brain. You're doing little circles and you're moving towards the back of the head, nice and slowly. So the mind is set up, let's just say, to react to stimulus. And we get a lot of stimulus these days. So the mind is a little bit of overdrive. And so just coming back again, just doing a second pass, and giving the mind the next 20 minutes just to take a back seat. When you come to the back this time, you're going to feel just the point where the spinal column comes into the head. So think of your skull like a big helmet, and there's like a cord, like a plug-in cord that is the spinal column, just at the occipital ridge here. So your peace fingers, these first 2 fingers, just gently press in to, it's almost like there's a little curve, and then you're just gently pressing into that. And use the rest of the hands to gently lift the head up as if you're creating space. And I want you to imagine that you could breathe in and kind of use your fingers to part that space. And as you exhale, as if you were blowing like a wind inside your skull. So doing that 5 times, deep breath in. Exhale, blowing out all those thoughts that are causing the reaction. 3 more times, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One last time, inhale. Exhale. And then just gently release your hands. Maybe you want to move your head gently side to side and just notice that feeling of a little bit more spaciousness. Next I'm going to do is this prefrontal cortex is where a lot of the thinking goes on. And so we're going to imagine that we're just inhaling here and sweeping, using the fingertips lightly against the forehead, sweeping away from here, maybe closing your eyes. We'll do another 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This time, just placing the fingertips between the eyebrows and just lift the eyebrows up a little, pull them apart, and then you're going to come down to the temples and gently press the temples, and then move down to the jaw hinge. So again, a lot of tension around here, so just massaging there. Go down to the place where the jaw kind of curves around at the back there, the back teeth, place where we kind of, when we're angry, we clamp. And then you're going to take your fingertips onto your earlobes and gently pull the earlobes down and away. And then take the fingertips to the back of the neck and just pull down so that the neck is long, shoulders are down. Great. And then release. And then the second thing we're going to do are some shoulder shrugs. So again, when we get stressed, often the stress is like feeling this almost like a bottleneck of energy. So using a little bit of release of the shoulders. So we're going to take the shoulders up to the ears, hold it tight. We're going to hold there, deep breath in, and then release. One, we'll do this 5 times. Pull the shoulders up, hold it, feel that tension, the energy pull in, and then release. Another one, hold, and release. And then this time with a nice ha as you go out. So inhale, exhale, ha. One more time. Inhale, lift up, squeeze tight, tight, tight. Exhale, ha. And again, just relax the shoulders. Imagine your shoulders are like coat hangers, and all of, we talk about the weight of the world on your shoulders. So releasing the head, releasing the weight of the world from the shoulders. And then we're going to come to stand and do a little bit of shaking and a brush off. So your energy body is electromagnetic. It has positive and negative and neutral charges. When we get stressed, the positive charge is like too much. So we're going to shake it off. You'll see animals do this all the time to release tension. So join me, come to stand. Take your feet hip width apart. And we're going to start by just shaking the fingers. And then shaking the arms up and down. And you can make any sounds that you like. And then we're going to bounce into the knees. Let the arms be nice and loose. We're going to do this for 1 minute. And then we can do both together. In and up, down. So I like to think of disrupting the aura, disrupting the energy field. But that's a little woo-woo. Just think of releasing any tension in your muscles. And then you're going to stand still and see if you can do like a little Elvis wobble. So it's like a real little thighs. Thighs are where we hold stress because eventually, or originally we were, being prepped to run. So the thighs get a lot of tension. So you're just going to tap on the thighs, up and down the thighs, back. And then we're going to brush off. So you're going to brush, and you're just taking that off your body. This, again, slide your hands down your front side, down the back side, down your thighs, back of the legs, down the shin bones. When you get to your ankles, just hold your ankles. And then release your ankles, come up, and just notice how that feels. So the next thing we're going to do is when we fold forward and the heart is lower than, or the heart is above the head, and we tip forward so that the lungs are kind of upside down, it forces us to breathe a little bit differently and a little bit more of an, it's easier to exhale. When we have the exhale, it means that we're sending a message to the body, to the nervous system, that everything is okay. Noticing if you get stressed, you often have a shorter, sharper inhale. So you might want to bend your knees a little here so that you're not straining your hamstrings if you have tight hamstring. And then you just take your arms, cross your arms, and push your butt back. Take your chest forward, feet are wide, and see if you can slowly, slowly, slowly release into a forward fold. Now, drop your head. So your head's like a little gong of a bell, drop it down. So you can relax into your feet. Feel the skin of the face kind of dripping down like candle wax. Open and close your jaw a few times. And then we're going to inhale here. You're going to flutter out the lips like a horse. So inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. And release your hands, let them just dangle. Let your hands dangle down. And then just slowly, slowly push into your feet, slowly. The arms are long, as if almost as if they weren't even your arms. Just come up and just stand still. Notice how it feels when you come up to stand, just standing still. And so often, just doing some of these, we get to, I want to say, like, see the truth behind things. So when our mind is revving and racing and we're in, sometimes it's not even, we don't even know why we're stressed, right? But when we get into that tailwind, like, we just don't, literally we say we don't see clearly. So just as you come up, you might be able to kind of get this feeling of like clear seeing, that you have a little bit more clear perspective on whatever it is that you are, or that your mind has been telling you is really like catastrophic. So we've done a little face massage, we've done some shoulder shrugs, we've done like shaking and brushing, we've done a forward bend. Now we're going to work a little bit with the breath. So we're taking a variation of alternate nostril breathing, which is a way to balance out the energy currents in the body. If you're familiar with yoga, then you'll know that we have Ida and Pingala, these two energy lines that run up and down the body that help to balance things. Sometimes we get stuck and there's one side that's a little bit more active, a little bit more, we say rajasic and like activating stress. And then sometimes the opposite happens where we're a little bit kind of sluggish and we would say like slow and just not like kind of foggy, right? In the case of stress, it's usually the solar channel that's a little too active. So by breathing through the nose, one side and then the other, we're going to balance those breath channels, energy channels out. And it's pretty effective for bringing you into a little bit more down. So I'm going to show you how we'll do it. You'll take your hands underneath your armpits, just like you would if it was a really cold day and you were kind of trying to keep your arms or your hands warm. So you want to have the fingers spread wide and you can feel the ribs, and then the thumbs are gently resting on the pec muscles here. And of course, sitting up tall is always preferred because we want to have a lot of space for the lungs, which go from here to about here. So big space for lungs. If it's comfortable, you can close your eyes just because it's going to help you to concentrate on what's happening. But if not, no big deal. Just look down to the ground, or maybe you have something kind of off in the distance that you can focus on. And I want you to start a nice long breath in through the nose. You can feel there's a lift and a press out with the hands. You can actually feel that with the fingers. And then as you exhale, you'll feel, I'm exaggerating here, there's kind of drawing in and down, right? So we breathe in, it kind of lifts up and out, and we breathe out, it kind of comes back and down, right? And we want those two to be harmonious and easeful. So see if you can feel the effect of the breath in the hands. Getting big, getting small. And then we're going to tune the nostrils. It's a bit of a weird thing to say, but we're going to tune the nostrils. So you're going to hold underneath your right armpit and release your right hand onto your left. And you're going to breathe the opposite nostril. So I want you to really focus on your left nostril. And this arm is kind of pushed, pressurized against the side. And that's going to help move the breath over towards the left nostril. Again, it's subtle. The left nostril is associated with more calming and kind of like relaxing side of things. If you imagine your nervous system is like, all the way from very ramped up to totally going to sleep, digesting, and the body's healing mechanisms in the lower part, then what we're activating here is that healing, quiet mechanism. Again, breathing through, focusing on the left nostril. It's that daydreamy feeling, right? So you might feel a little bit daydreamy, and we don't want this all the time, right? We want to have an ability, the healthiest nervous system is where we can go from being stressed, being relaxed, being stressed, being relaxed. When we feel stress, it's because we're not able to release that stress. We're not able to diffuse it. The body's stuck in the positive charge as opposed to negative, positive, like yin and yang. Okay, you're going to tuck the hands back again, both hands under, just stay still for a moment. And it takes a moment for the breath to shift to the other side. So now you're going to take your left hand and let it relax over your thigh. And this is a technique from yoga. And I will say that if you have never explored yoga for energy management, it is a wonderful system. I think when it's taught well and properly and explained well, then you will be fascinated and surprised how the ancient yogis or rishis could really tap into the body's energy systems and help to regulate. So these are very ancient techniques. Now I want you to focus on the right nostril. And this will be the more activating channel of energy that gives us the ability to listen, to do, to move, a little bit of fire in the belly, passion, desire. So as you're sitting here, just breathing and focusing where your mind goes, your energy goes, and then the body kind of responds to that. So breathing in and out, right nostril. And then take that hand, the left hand, and retuck underneath the armpit. Now I want you to imagine yourself wearing a coat of stress. So you're not actually the body, but imagine that you're kind of putting on what it feels like when you feel stressed. And different experiences from my work with clients, many clients feel stress in their belly, in their gut. Some feel it in their heart region. Some feel it in their stomach. Some feel it in their throats. And some it's compression in the skull. So see if you can tune into where you most of the time feel stress, or sometimes people feel it in their muscles. And I want you to breathe through both nostrils as if you had one nostril, and as if you could use that breath stream to find the place in your body where you feel the stress. And just touch that imaginary place with the breath. And as you exhale, imagine the breath is just pulling the tension away from that place and out of the body. The breath is the part of us that can touch all cells. not just the physical body, but the subtle body. It's a bridge. So go and find where your stress is. Let that inhale kiss it, and exhale, draw it out. Emptying out that bubble of stress wherever it is in your body. So you're really becoming your own, I want to say like your own doctor, your own medicine man or woman. Your own healer. It's just really these tools that are available for you, and having someone to remind you to do them. Now just release your hands onto your lap and just sit quietly for a moment. Release that visualization and notice maybe feeling a little bit calmer. Right? Because the stress not only sits in the body, it sits in the subtle body. It's like, I want to say like those cartoons when you're stressed, you have the jaggy lines around you, like a little prickly, and other people sense that, right? And it means that you're not functioning at your best and the way you want to. And it means that there's that kind of barbed wiry feeling when you're interacting with others. So you can drop your chin, let your eyes gently open, and I'm going to come into the last technique for you today. As I say, not all will work for you, and not all will work for you at all times. So these are just tools in the pocket. So the last thing I'm going to do is focus on an area between the thumb and the first finger that is a point that we can help to ground ourselves. So by taking the thumbs and just gently pressing in, and I'm going to show you how I want you to take the thumbs down to the lap. And again, when we get stressed and antsy, the energy wants to shoot up and out. Literally, we want to jump out of our skins. So by taking the hands and relaxing the shoulders down and kind of keep the energy going down as if you were filling this little bucket that you're creating with your hands. Keep sending the energy down into the hands and focusing on the place where your thumbs are, or the web of your thumbs are touching. And I want you also to maybe even go to settling into the sit bones, the pelvis, the buttocks, any place that you can kind of find and hook onto with your mind's eye. So it's like the energy is like a big balloon that, or stress energy is like a balloon that wants to zip off, and you are using your mind to tether that down. And just keep sending the energy down into the thumbs, into the hands. And we'll just take 5 or 6 breaths here. You're going to keep the thumbs interlaced and just bring the hands up. We use a mudra here, pressing against the chest, kind of in and down. And in this moment, just asking, is everything okay? And by okay, I don't mean wonderful. I mean, are you safe? Are you alive? Whatever is causing you stress, the problems that your mind is chewing over, perhaps you just kind of leave them for the next 10 minutes or so and go and do something else, make a tea, take a walk, do a doodle, scribble on a piece of paper, and then maybe just coming back to that thing that has been running around your head like a squirrel, and there are always solutions, just perhaps having a little bit more clarity. When we get stressed, the mind gets very tunnel vision. Is there someone that you could get help from? Is there a new way of looking at this problem? Is there a reason that you need to deal with it today even? Right? Give yourself some time, some breath, some space. And I want to say thank you for joining me in this 7 ways to stress relief. If you're interested in finding out a little bit more about the yoga and Ayurveda and deep relaxation work that I do, then head on over to my online studio, Beautiful-Alchemy. That's beautiful-alchemy.heymarvelous.com, or you can follow the link in the summary below. Thank you all, and many blessings. Hari Om, Om Tat Sat. Namaste.